I believe the shiny is like a little more seafoam than it is blue. But that's all right. So what I'm doing is looking for shiny Shellos, and I'm pretty sure this is the best beach to hunt for it on. Just kind of zoom in on each one that I see and check it out. And that one looks different to me. Let's check it out. Is it? No way. Ah! All right, so before we get into this, exactly where to hunt and how to find shiny Shellos, I thought I would show you guys a little bit of a side-by-side of their in-game models so that you can see a little bit for yourself what exactly these Shellos look like. So as you can see, the blue one, it's a little more kind of like seafoam green colored, and it has brass gold-looking trim instead of the yellow. And then when we look at the pink one, here's the regular right here. And the shiny is this like kind of peach, orangish color. Now, before we get started looking for a shiny Shellos, we need to talk about where to find the information about where these things spawn at. And so a great website to use for any of these questions is, of course, Cerebi, which I've used many times. This is Cerebi's interactive map, all right? And it works very simply. You can scroll up. Whoops, I zoomed in. You can scroll up and click here on Pokemon. Then select the Pokemon that you would like to search for on the map. As you can see, I've already selected Gastrodon. And then go back to the map by clicking Standard. And when you go to the map right here like this, you'll be able to see anywhere where they spawn. So right here is a spawning location for Gastrodon. And if you want to look at the details, you can click it and scroll down. But we're not going to look at that right now just yet. But that is Gastrodon. And so now what I'm going to do is pull up my in-game map and compare where that is. Now, that should be over here next to Porto Marinata. Okay, and so we're going to zoom in, which is not going to quite work exactly like I want it to, but my cursor was already over there anyway. So from Porto Marinata, I believe it's these two beaches here where you can find Gastrodon. And so we're going to check that out right now by traveling there. Hunting for Gastrodon here seems great because when you get a spawn of a Gastrodon, it is going to spawn in with, I believe, 4 Shellos with it. Which seems like that would give you a very high chance of getting a shiny. The problem is, in order to hunt for Gastrodon over here and force the Gastrodons to spawn, you have to increase your ground encounter power. Because, see, if you just did water encounter, you would get these Slowpokes, you would get the Weasel, you would get everything in the ocean. And so water encounter power is not going to help you here. And ground encounter power is your other option. But ground encounter does not cause Shellos to have any heightened sparkling power because Shellos itself is not ground, it's only water. So ground would affect Gastrodon, like this group right here, but it would not affect the Shellos. Another downside is that with the ground encounter power, you're not even singling out Gastrodon because you also get these Sandygast and Palossand spawns here. And so Gastrodon does not end up being a good place to search for Shellos. Now, you can choose which variant you'd like. As you can see in my intro, I've hunted both. So let's choose blue first. Blue has always been kind of my favorite look of Shellos. And as you can see here on the map, it really only spawns on the eastern side. Okay, and there's a couple different locations for it, but that's it. So let's. What I did is I investigated these two spots, and here's where we're going to use these Pokeballs. So you click here, and we're going to see what all spawns here on these beaches by clicking that Pokeball. You scroll down and you can see, let's find Shellos right here. Shellos, beach, water type. So we're going to use water type encounter power. However, when you begin looking at other things that spawn on the beach that are water type, you come up with Weasel, but more importantly down here, Marini. And I think there was one more. Oh, Wiglet. That's right. So you have a very crowded encounter table whenever you're looking here at this beach spot. So let's check this one now. Still very crowded because as you can see we have Slowpoke, Shelder, Wingull possibly, Shellos, Sandygast, but he's not water, right? So that's okay. And then I think there's one more, Wiglet again. Okay, so you basically, what I did was I decided I was just going to go check out these different beaches and see which one produced the best results in my experience. And that turned out to be down here, which I believe is called the Secluded Beach. And the reason is basically up here in this area, Marini is such a common spawn that it just doesn't really make sense to hunt here. And then in terms of here, you just have one less Pokemon to deal with, that being Marini. And so this is where we're going to hunt for the bluish-green Shellos. Now, real quick, let's take a look at pink Shellos. Very similar situation with pink Shellos. The benefit is, of course, you only have one spawn location for pink Shellos, and that is this beach right here next to Puerto Marinada. Now, if you remember, Gastrodon is actually one tick up right here on this beach, and so Shellos is this beach right south of where Gastrodon was. So let's hop back into the game, and I'll show you exactly where these locations are. Okay, so here we are at Gastrodon. We're going to go south right here to this big horseshoe-shaped beach, and this is where we're going to hunt for the pink Shellos. Now, for either Shellos hunt that we're going to do, we're going to want to create a water encounter power picnic. And so what I'm going to do is I always save my game. Just in case you don't get the shiny that you're going for, you don't have to waste your herbs, your Herba Mystica. The water encounter power is based off of cucumber. So we're going to do cucumber, a good sandwich here. So 2 cucumber, one of each bell pepper, and then a prosciutto. And then any 2 Herba Mystica should work. I'm going to go for spicy and bitter, okay? Now, in case anyone's never told you this, if you're ever worried about your bread throwing off your sandwich, the bread actually doesn't affect the sandwich results. You can just pitch it off to the side like that, and it won't affect anything at all. Top right. Sparkling, tidal, and encounter power for water. That's exactly what we were going for. Now, when we cancel out of this picnic, we're going to be getting exclusively water-type spawns, and they're going to have a higher chance of being shiny. So as you can see, there's Weasel. There's already a Shellos right there, a couple of them actually. So this beach here is going to be where you're going to hunt for the pink Shellos. As I travel around, you can see there's different things spawning. There's quite a few different Pokemon, Wingull, Wiglet, Wugtrio, but you are going to get a good amount of Shellos spawns as well. This is where I hunted for my shiny Shellos. As you can see, I kind of travel up to a Shellos, I zoom in on it, and then I run away and I find another one and then zoom in and then run away. Continue doing this process till you find the peach, orangish colored Shellos. All right, so here is that reaction, or here is that footage of me finding the pink Shellos yesterday. I'm searching. There's a pink one, and now I see something that looks a little different. And I'm going to zoom in on it, and you can tell almost immediately this is slightly different color. It's kind of a peachish, right? Here we go on the left over there. I'm like, that looks different. I pop it open, and of course it is the shiny Shellos. Let's travel to where we're going to hunt for the blue one. Now, as I mentioned before, on your map, this is basically the west side over here, the west coast of Paldea. So we're going to go all the way across to the east coast and down here to this little location called the Secluded Beach. All right, so this is just across from Mesagosa. Just follow the river down from Mesagosa, and you should find the Secluded Beach. I like to travel to the Poke Center right here. And our water encounter power is still active, so we can use, we can basically have exclusively water-type interactions now. There's a Slowpoke. And basically from this corner of the beach here all the way to the other corner, you're going to find Shellos. And this is exactly where I shiny hunted for my shiny Shellos yesterday. Oh, I ran into one by accident, but there you go. Blue Shellos. And you can see my green one there. Nice. Just like that. I zoom in, and when I don't find it, I wander off. Now, this is a little bit tougher of a shiny hunt, and that's because you really can't isolate encounters with Shellos because there's nowhere that it spawns that is free of other water types. Also, Shellos is just a little bit of a difficult to identify shiny form, and it is also a small Pokemon, and so you're having to zoom in and take your time to hunt for it. But I promise, the odds are still in your favor, and you can still find a shiny Shellos. You just have to put in a little extra work to find this golden Mon. It's a really, really cool shiny, as well as a very good competitive Pokemon, which I will be using on my next VGC team that I'll be coming out with a team breakdown for in the next few days. So please look forward to that. So thanks for checking out my Shiny Shellos video. Here, once again, are a comparison of the models. And wow, don't they look so nifty? I hope you guys have good luck getting your own Shiny Shellos. And maybe we'll see each other on the VGC ladder someday, battling these Storm Drain Shellos mons that are so good. And yeah, have a great day. Thanks for looking at this video. Please subscribe, like it if you have the time. It goes a long way. Ziki1 out.